Guys, first YouTube video here. Today I'm going to put my 45 Pilot Jet in my DR650. As you can see, I've already taken off the seat, side guards, tank, just to get to the carby. I've given it a clean. That'll be drying while I disconnect all the carby. I'll speed through all of that, and later on I'll film exactly what I'm doing in with the carby. Alright, so on these bikes you can do the Pilot Jet with it on the bike still, apparently. I'm going to take it off. I think it'll make it easier and more stress-free for me. So what we need to do to take it off is disconnect your throttle cables here and here. And the one you've got to be careful with, they're renowned for breaking on the DR650, is the choke cable. Because this little plastic nut, for want of a better word here, is made of plastic and is really fragile. So I think it's a 12mm spinner. Get in there really carefully, take it off. Beyond that, it's just disconnecting everything. You got a manifold boot to the engine here, to the airbox here, and any other lines like drain lines, etc. Just disconnect all that. So it's important when you're taking it off to make sure everything goes. There's a little crankcase breather pipe I've already removed from here. I've undone this little clip that goes to here. That's a little spark retardant thing at maximum RPM. Ignore how rusty that is. Original owner lived near the coast, so there's a little bit of rust on my bike. And I'm about to remove, there's another breather hose of some sort from here up to near the battery. I'm going to remove that as well. Alright everyone, as you can see we've got the carby off. This is the side of the left hand side of the bike. Right hand side of the bike, not that that matters too much. First thing I'm going to do, for the Pilot Jet we only need to take off the float bowl cover, which has two of these screws here and here. They look like Phillips heads. They're actually JIS, Japanese Industrial Standard, so use the screwdriver in your bike's toolbox to get them off. They're renowned for being really tight and easily stripped, so I'm going to actually put some penetrating oil on it and walk away for about half an hour, do something else because I don't want to strip them. Alright, so I've got the float bowl cover off. What a bloody nightmare that was. The focus is struggling here. That screw came off fine. That screw, as you can see, I've butchered to pieces. I'm going to keep these for my next ride to a nice tall lookout, and I'm going to throw them as far as I can. They are horrible. What I have got here is some hex head bolts. They are a 5 by 0.8 by 16mm from memory. Stainless steel, hex head, plenty do an Allen head. I would have got an Allen head myself, but the bolt shop didn't have them in stock when I was there, so these will do. So, with the cover off, in the bottom of the carby, here's your float, here is your main jet. This focus is terrible, sorry guys. Here's your main jet, and tucked in behind here, in that little hole, is your Pilot Jet. Now I could probably weasel my way in there, but I'm just going to take the float off and make it easier for myself. Some people will adjust the main jet too, that's fine if you want to do it. I just want to do the Pilot Jet, so that's all I'm in here to do today. Alright, I've taken the float off. Here's the float here. So it's held into the carby body just here and here, and there's an O-ring here and an O-ring there at both of those spots. Some of the forums suggested to replace them, so I ordered fresh ones. When I took my original ones off, I probably could have kept them, but I'd already ordered the new ones, so may as well put them in. Here's the Suzuki part numbers. That's for the smaller one, and the bigger one. It's like $11 for two tiny little O-rings. Bit of a rip-off, but I didn't want to pull it apart, get in there, realise I need new O-rings and be stuck without me bike. Alrighty, so I've got the Pilot Jet out. It lives up in that little hole there. So main jet, Pilot Jet. Here's the stock culprit. She was a wee bit tight in there, so I was very careful. Got it out eventually using one of these little numbers. But there's the stock one out. I'm going to carefully put that all across here. Here is the 45 from Suzuki. There's the part number. I'm going to throw that in now. Alright, carby is all back together. As you can see, I've put new bolts in the top instead of the factory bolts, or screws I should say. Stainless steel hex head bolts, also in the float. Bowl cover. The new 45 jet is in. It's all back together. I've given the whole thing a sort of quick hit with this stuff. Time to put it back on the bike. So at this point the rain got that heavy, you couldn't hear what I was saying. Basically saying I've put the bike back together, carby's on, fuel tank's on, ready to fire it up for the first time, and sure enough it does fire straight away. The final thing you need to do is take the bike for a ride, get the engine up to proper operating temperature. That fuel air mixture screw, you then got to fiddle with that. There's no exact setting. The forums reckon to start at about 2 turns out, but it will differ from bike to bike and altitude, etc. So that's how you finish the job.